So the people said, what are the best foods for people who suffer with Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism? Girl, I think the answer is going to surprise you, and we're going to get right into it right now. Let's go. Hey you guys, welcome to K.I.C.K Kitchen. My name is Nicole Orsich. I'm an empty nester mom, a wife, and a black woman living with Hashimoto's. I know firsthand what it's like to lose my hair due to an untreated thyroid condition, and I'm sharing my journey with Hashimoto's with other black women living with autoimmunity so you won't make the same mistakes. Hey you guys, my name is Nicole Orsich. This is K.I.C.K Kitchen, also known as K.I.C. Welcome to my kitchen. This is where black women can learn how to reclaim their energy so they can feel like themselves again, regardless of the fact that we are out here living with autoimmunity, child, okay? There's nothing holding us back. We're not into that. Not now, not never. Today's conversation, I'm answering the question, what are the best foods for people who suffer with Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism? Now, first I want to say that I am not excluding anyone. If you're watching this video and you have an autoimmune condition that is not Hashi or hypo, it's cool, girl. Get this information. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that we do have a commonality amongst all of us who have autoimmunity. And I think that commonality is that we have an overactive immune system. And so for every person who has a condition, that immune system is attacking that part of that person's body. I'm saying it like it's not a big deal, but it's a very big deal. So in my mind, as a Hashi person, I look at my inner body as being hyper duper sensitive, okay? And when I think about eating, I'm thinking about ways to not poke that bear. And I am not kidding, seriously, that's exactly how I'm motivated to eat my food. You may not be that far on your own journey. So this is why having this conversation is going to be helpful for you, because I want you to hear this information and take notes, think about it, take the information to your trusted health professional. And if they're not able to help you, ask that health professional to refer you to someone who can. And if that health professional is not that resourceful, girl, I am an AIP Certified Coach and a Nutritional Therapy Practitioner, and I am also an autoimmune diet and lifestyle coach. So if no one else can answer a question for you, we see each other. So let's get into number one. Okay, you ready? Because I am. Foods that don't make your stomach hurt. Isn't that so simple? Now there is so much conversation online and everywhere else about what those foods are and what those foods aren't. I'm not here to have that conversation, but what I do know for sure is that I know how my body feels when things are working properly, and I also know how my body feels when things are not. So, because I also know which foods have the potential to trigger my symptoms, I make it my business I make it my business to avoid eating those foods as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about symptoms, even though we all have similarities and we all have commonalities, everything is so bio-individual. So my symptoms are going to look like my symptoms for me, and they're going to affect me in the way that my symptoms affect me. And the same thing goes for food. So when you think about yourself, when you think about the foods that you had this morning, run it through your mind, right? Think about your breakfast. If you had lunch, think about last night's dinner. Are you eating foods that are supporting, your aches and pains? Are you eating foods that are making it hard for you to sleep at night? I once had black-eyed peas that kept me up all night long. Do you know what it feels like to have stomach cramping in your sleep? That is a wild sensation, and it's also not fun. You know what I mean? So one of the things that we can do when we're looking for the right foods for someone who has Hashi or who has hypo is to look at the foods that are potentially causing us distress. Now, what those foods are, there's a whole list of foods which I'm happy to share with anyone who sends me an email at nicole@keepitcutekitchen.com, or you're welcome to just go to keepitcutekitchen.com to my website and contact me through my online contact form. However, we can look at those foods, but I think it's so much more empowering to really shorten our vision and look directly at the foods that we are consuming right now. Because if you're not already eating, a anti-inflammatory diet, or if you're not following AIP, or if you really haven't made any adjustments to the way that you're eating, then we definitely want to look at the foods that we are currently eating and really take a close look and go, girl, is that food hurting my stomach or nah? Number 2, foods that are high in nutrient density. It sounds so easy and so simple when you say it, but the truth is, it really is a simple and easy situation. For starters, the food that is high in nutrient density, pretty much the same food that everyone else is eating. We're talking about wild seafood, deep, dark leafy greens, tropical fruits, organ meats, if you're into that thing, and berries and all types of wonderful food in the market. When we look at the nutrient density in foods, especially as women who have Hashi or hypothyroidism, we have to keep in mind that we have potential to have nutrient deficiencies because our immune system is just like taking everything from us and it's just doing its thing. Like, it's just crazy. I have all these different images of what my immune system looks like, but sometimes it looks like a drunken guy, like a bouncer at a club, and he's just drunk, and he's just swinging, and he's so drunk and fatigued that he can't even see who he's swinging at. He doesn't even realize that, he can't distinguish his boss from a guest from, an enemy. And because he's constantly moving and working at this high level of intensity all the time, he's just like taking up all the oxygen around him. He's just hogging up all the good stuff. So, pardon me, that's kind of how the picture I have in my mind with my own immune system. So when I'm looking to have my foods, I am absolutely reading the packages, I'm getting into the ingredients, and I'm also selecting foods based on their nutrient profile. Now, what my deficiencies are completely unique to me. What your deficiencies are completely unique to you. And even though I am by no means suggesting that the foods that we eat, no matter how high they are in their nutrient rating, are to replace any medication or any supplementation. No. What I am suggesting here is that we can use food to support every other effort that we're making in support of our wellness and our well-being. So if you are taking medication and maybe you're also supplementing as well, it will never hurt to also bring in that good old source of vitamin A, that good old source of omega-3s, like bring in the food source of these vitamins and the minerals, and then now you are reinforcing everything that's being done. And not to mention, girl, food is delicious. Like, who doesn't like salmon? I just did a live on my Instagram with this amazing salmon dish, and it was just packed with nutrients. I had salmon, I had parsley, which is a micronutrient. I had some, oh my goodness, I'm blanking. Okay, brain fog. Some avocado oil and a little ghee. Like, it was just awesome. So, you want to know how do you eat, which foods are the right foods for people who have Hashi or hypo? I'm here to let you know, girl, you can never go wrong with focusing on the nutrient profile of the foods that you're eating. Now, if you have any questions about this, go ahead and Google. There are lists everywhere. The information is wildly known, but if you have any other questions, girl, I'm here. We are now at number 3, and if you were to ask me what are the best foods for people who suffer with Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism, I would definitely say foods that you love. Now, this may go against what I may have said earlier about not eating the foods or avoiding the foods that make your stomach hurt. But when I talk about eating the foods that you love, I'm really talking about having a sense of freedom and having a sense of enjoyment in your day-to-day life. Because sometimes we can be so restrictive on ourselves in an effort to be the best, do the most, have the best health and all of that, that particular road can take us down a path that is wrought with anxiety and maybe a little stress. And you already know that anxiety and stress are two things that we really do not want to deal with having the condition that we have. So when I talk about foods that you enjoy, within the category of your nutrient-dense foods, within the category of the foods that you know that you like to eat, continue to eat those. Continue to have fun. Make it an experience. Make it a journey. Have a bit of exploration attached to this way of eating. Speaking for myself, when I first made adjustments on my own diet, I was pretty much like WTF, my life is over, And it took me a very long time to let go of that mindset, because that way of thinking was just putting my energy in the wrong perspective, because I was so focused on what I thought I couldn't have. I was completely ignoring all the things that I could have. So once I kind of made that role reversal and I started just focusing on the good stuff, it was just like, oh, I found all of these amazing foods that I actually enjoy. So even though I do eat I pretty much follow an anti-inflammatory way of eating, and for sure, I no longer eat all the packaged foods that I grew up on, the foods that I, once loved, like Swedish fish. My God, I can't believe I don't eat Swedish fish anymore. But that's okay, because I like feeling good. And because I'm not eating the foods that make my stomach hurt, now I have the energy to do more things, and my mind is a bit more clearer, and I'm a little more, motivated to get in the kitchen and cook some really good food. So when I think about, ladies who are in our condition, it's like, girl, okay, grab a perspective and let's go in and let's venture into this new food world so we can find foods that we can enjoy. So we are not feeling restricted, so that we have this sense of freedom, so that we are feeling proud of ourselves for doing right by our bodies. And hopefully we're getting a really good night's rest, because, that is one thing that we all need. And that's a whole other conversation. We'll talk about sleep at another time. But girl, thank you for watching this video. I really hope that you found it really helpful. And if you have any questions, you are more than welcome to send me an email or visit my website at keepitcutekitchen.com. And definitely jump down in the comment section below and let me know which one of these ideas or tips resonated with you and which one you're willing to try. And if you've tried something, definitely let me know, because I'm always in those comments, girl. Thank you again for watching. Be well, be amazing, and please, always, child, please keep it cute. Bye.